What's up guys, this is Arthur. So one of the most asked questions during my stream is that, yo Arthur, what's the best post 1 hero? What's the best post 5 hero in this meta for me to grind MMR? So I thought to myself, instead of having to answer this every single time, why not just make a video and explain to you guys and suggest you guys a list of hero that I think is really good. So in this episode, I'm going to start with post 5. So before going into suggesting you guys a list of heroes that I think are really good, I would like to explain a simple rule of thumb for post 5 players. Your job is really to make the game as easy as you can for your cores to carry the game, to eventually end the game. So how are you going to do that? There's a list of traits that from a post 5 that you can find that you want to have. So the first of all, you want to have stuns. The more stuns you have, the easier it is for your carry to kill your opponent. Second of all, wave clear. So for example, if your team has a hero like anti-mage, like PL, like a void, these heroes need some time for them to farm before they come online. So for you to bind those time, you need to defend your tower. So have a wave clear is very important. And third, sustainability. So heals are really important, especially in this meta. Anything like aura items, anything like heal that can sustain your teammate during a team fight or after a team fight is also very important. So we are going to talk about these heroes with these traits in the next following part, and I hope you guys enjoy. So the first hero that I would like to suggest to you guys is Jakiro. I will be showing you guys a replay by Puppey. This is a match between Secret and Liquid, and I will show you guys how Jakiro is one of the best hero right now that fulfills a lot of the traits that we are looking for on the post 5. First of all is the lane secure that we are looking for. When we are looking at supports that can secure the lane, you want this support to have a lot of damage. So Jakiro fits very perfectly into that role because Dual Breath and Liquid Fire both do a lot of damage. And level 1 Jakiro with Liquid Fire is not something we see very often because most of the Jakiro wants to go for Dual Breath. But the reasoning behind this is because Ring of Basilius gives him mana regen and not instant mana consumed. So when you have this, you want to try to save your mana by using Liquid Fire to zone out your opponent first, and most importantly, he wants to wait for level 2 before he start using all his mana to zone, because at level 2 Chaos Knight will get Chaos Strike as well. So with these two spells, he will be able to do a lot of trades to kill them off, like what he's doing right here. So this is something that the very top tier team like Secret would do. They'll be utilizing all this very small timing, which is what you call the level 2 timing, the level 2 pulse spike. And look at how Puppey has become so aggressive after he hit level 2. He almost killed Taiga here, and he forced one healing south from Boxy. So as a post 5, as the wise PPD once said, as post 5, you want to make sure that you are spending all your gold to make sure that your opponent buy as much consumable as they can. Something like a Salve and a Tango, it means that you want to do as much harassment to your enemy. And if you're talking about harassment, I think Puppey right here has done a very good job. So this is why Jakiro is one of the top in my list as a post 5 support. It's just very solid. And after laning phase, it comes mid game, where tower defense is very important. So when we are looking at a post 5, you want your post 5 to have some ability to wave clear, so it allows you to defend tower easily. And Jakiro is one of the best heroes to do that. Why? Because Dual Breath is very high damage to the creeps. And look at what Puppey is doing here. He's just simply pressing Dual Breath onto the creeps, and all the creeps die. And he keeps his tower alive. And also because of this build, we are able to clear camps very easily. Look at this juicy camp that he has stacked for him just now, and easily he hit level 6 pre 10 minutes. So this is a very fast timing for post 5, and he goes on to clear another wave, and this really annoys Liquid because Liquid wants to take down this tower desperately. And this is why Liquid knows that if they want to take down this tower, you have to kill Puppey. And also because Jakiro is naturally a very tanky support, so he was able to buy enough time for his team to come in to assist him. And they turned this dive into a 2-man kill in favor of Liquid, in favor of Secret. So this is the advantages of having a post 5 that could clear wave easily. And if you're not playing Jakiro yet, you might want to start playing it for easy MMR. And aside of being a very good laning support, Jakiro is also an amazing teamfight support. Especially when you pair him with heroes that has a lot of small stuns with low CDs, he'll be able to put out a lot of good ice path for even more disable, and making sure that you have enough disable to bring down your enemy. And let's look at this fight, how Asplaf entirely changed the whole team fight. Liquid Boxy buyback, Matuman got caught, so he put the ice path on top of him to protect him, and unfortunately Boxy jumped right into the ice path. So this is a freshly brought back Centaur without doing anything. He got caught by the ice path and just died. And the game is pretty much over here because the strongest hero, the tankiest hero on Liquid, has just died to one ice path. So this is the beauty about Jakiro. This hero is very tanky. He always play in the back line. So as long as you get stunned by one single spell, you always be stunned by another follow-up ice path as well. So this makes the entire game very easy. And when we talk about heroes that can get us easy MMR, you want to make your game easy. So pick heroes with good stuns, and Jakiro is one of the best. So right after Jakiro, Witch Doctor will be my next hero up on my list. This time around, I will feature Insania from Liquid, his replay against Fly to Moon. Unlike other very explosive support, Witch Doctor is a rather low-key hero that offers you a very solid disable and also sustainability. And the biggest reason I put this hero up on my list is because of sustain. And right now I will explain to you guys why is Witch Doctor so good in securing laning for a carry. First of all, Witch Doctor has an amazing attack damage and it has an amazing attack animation as well. His hit, the way he hit is very fast, unlike other supports. And also most importantly, the stuns is very useful, especially right now everyone is playing 2-1-2, so most of the time the post 4 and the post 3 will be sticking together, and the coconut bouncing around is just giving you a lot of value. And most importantly, Melodic is very good in dealing with beefy heroes, especially when you want to try to kill heroes like Centaur, Mars that are very tanky most of the time. Having a Melodic is a very easy way of dealing with it. So some of the heroes that you want to pair Witch Doctor with are Ember Spirit, Juggernaut. So all these heroes with overtime damage would be really good in synergizing with Melodic. And unfortunately this time around, there's a very beefy Ogre that blocking the way of Insania, so his basic damage is not going to do too much to them. But then again, all you want to do is to secure your carries farm, and we'll talk about this more in details in the other videos. But right now I'll just introduce you the supports that I think are really good and OP right now that you have to spam, and Witch Doctor is definitely one of them. And of course, after laning phase, you always transition to the mid game, and sustainability is something that you always want to get on your team. And unlike other heroes with very explosive burst heal like Winter Wyvern or Dazzle or anything that buy Greaves, Witch Doctor is a hero that gives you very slow heal but constant and non-stop. So besides of using the heal to turn around a fight, Witch Doctor heals is more like a continuation of a flow for the game. So imagine your team is fighting a small scrimmage that result in a small win, but your costs are all super low in HP. So you don't really, and if this happens, you don't really want to ask your pro to go back home to heal up and come out again, because that will waste a lot of time and that will waste the victory of the scrimmage. So with Witch Doctor, after this you'll be able to heal up constantly and continue to get objective. So this is something I would like to call a continuation of the flow for the game, for objective taking. Same applies to Roshan as well. You can see the heal from Witch Doctor as a Vlad of offering for you to do Roshan, because this can be constantly used and the mana usage for this is not very high. So this is one of the reasons why I have Grimstroke top of my list because this hero really helps a team in taking objective, and the importance of taking objective in pub games will lead to a lot of MMR if you understand it. And for this, I will leave it the next time for us to discuss again. And the third hero on my list besides Jakiro and Grimstroke is none other than Grimstroke. She used to be my favorite post 5 back when I was still playing post 5, simply because how all around she is. And today we are going to look at xNova's replay, and I'll tell you guys how good Grimstroke is. So first of all, we are going to talk about wave clear ability of Grimstroke. You guys should have known that I emphasize a lot on wave clear on the post 5, simply because if you have this ability, you'll be able to create a lot of space for a teammate. For example, maybe on the Ember and FY make the smoke towards bottom. The only reason they can do this is because xNova is showing mid and he's constantly pushing the wave out. So when we are doing this, you don't reveal a lot of information of your team towards the opponent. So it's very hard for the opponent to know what are you doing, what is your teammates doing. And of course, being able to push out this wave constantly is a big value point for your team, because tier 1, the mid tier 1 tower is always the most important tower in the entire game for you to defend. So in terms of the importance of tower, we'll talk about this next time. But right now, wave clear is something that you need to have on the post 5, and Grimstroke is one of the best heroes besides Jakiro. And I was mentioning how good Grimstroke is as an all-around hero, not only because of the wave clear ability, but also because of the disable that he offers to the team. Especially when you are pairing him with an aggressive hero like Ricky, like Ember Spirit that have the ability to jump in front of the enemy phase. You could connect Insania on them very perfectly for the chain stun, like what he is doing right now. And especially Phantom Embrace as a soft disable is very good against certain heroes like Tidehunter, simply because Tidehunter has a very slow attack animation, so it's very hard for him to kill the Phantoms. And this is why Grimstroke is always a very solid hero in most of the cases. And also, besides disable and wave clear, you want BKB piercing on your post 5 as well. How many post 5 can do you that? Grimstroke is one of them. This is why I say he is a very all-around hero, simply because your enemy opponent pops BKB, you lash them, and they will be disabled for 8 seconds if this is level 3 soul bind. So this can come very clutch in late game and could win your team the game. How many post 5 can do that? Not a lot. This is why, in my opinion, Grimstroke is one of the most underrated hero that is underpicked as well. So if you start learning this hero, you get instantly ahead of a lot of players. And my fourth hero is Kodo, the Keeper of the Light. This hero is a true support hero because it gives you pretty much everything that you want. Sustain, save, team fight, wave clear. So besides having a pretty shitty lane, this hero actually gives you everything you want when it comes to mid game and late game. With all being said, you can categorize Keeper of the Light as an enabler. Simply means that if your ally hero is at its 100% potential, you could push that to 120 and 140. If you guys haven't known, Chakra Magic reduces cooldown, so it pairs very well with any hero with a low cooldown spell and with high burst damage. So heroes like Ember Spirit, Wraith King, BB comes to the mind. So to demonstrate to you guys, Ember Spirit simply has to slide one time, gets a Chakra Magic, and he'll be able to slide another time. So in a very small amount of time, you can enable your partner to deal a huge amount of damage, and this is why you call enabler. And of course, besides this, you have great spells like Blinding Light to save your teammate from danger, and also the Willow Whips as a teamfight ability. This is a very strong AoE teamfight that comes in handy in mid game most of the time, especially tower defense. So talking about tower defense, we talk about wave clear, and Illuminati is one of the best spell for you to clear wave and defend tower. So this is why when you are looking to play a mid game or late game lineup, Keeper of the Light is always a very good hero for you to do that. Last but not least, my fifth hero is Bane, also known as the Lane Dominator. Why? Simply because at level 3, he is sitting at 66 damage, base damage, and 5 armor. So this means that it's very easy for him to trade hit efficiently with the enemy support, and most importantly, you can always just brain zap and get all your HP back, and your enemy post-war has to run away. So this is why most of the time a Bane can easily 1 versus 2 in the safe lane and secure a good early game for your carry. And not only so, you have the saving ability as well. So when this guy wants to kill you, you can always just sleep yourself or sleep your teammate and come up with a lot of clutch save or clutch move. And not only so, most importantly, like what we said just now, on Grimstroke, you want BKB piercing abilities on your post 5. That is very important. So imagine when it comes to late game, an Axe coming in, want to call you, pops BKB, you just hide behind the tree and ultimate him, and there's nothing he can do about it. So this is why Bane is one of the most solid support that you can get if you are looking to dominate your lane and to have a big impact in the late game. So Bane, you need to start playing this hero for easy MMR.